video, I'm going to go over the differences between sprinting and jogging and which one you should be doing if you're a beginner, if you want to lose fat, and all of the things. If this is the first time that we're meeting, my name is Alina, or Coach Alina from Instagram, and I am here to help you learn how to do everything fitness and just be a healthier version of yourself, and I'm really excited to have you here today. To understand the difference between sprinting and jogging, the first thing you need to know is the basics of an anaerobic exercise and an aerobic exercise. During an aerobic exercise like jogging or walking or exercise or cardio exercise that you can do for a longer period of time, your body's main source of energy is oxygen. That's where the word aerobic comes from. And your body is basically going to constantly use oxygen, which is why you breathe more heavily during this type of exercise for a prolonged period of time to sustain the movement. An anaerobic exercise is the opposite. Anaerobic actually translates to without oxygen. And that means that your body's main source of fuel is going to be glucose, which is like stored energy in your body. The reason for that is it is a lot easier or faster for your body to use glucose to expend energy. Anaerobic exercise, like a sprint, requires energy super quickly because you have to go all out really quickly, almost instantly, and that's the best way for your body to get the energy it needs for that type of movement. Based on that, you would think, okay, so I should be doing more anaerobic exercises or sprints because they burn glucose, which we also know is another word for sugar in our body, and I want to burn calories, so I should be doing that, right? Not necessarily. The issue is that anaerobic exercise is really taxing on your body. Your body cannot sustain it for long periods of time. A sprinting session for me, for example, lasts maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and that's it. After that, I'm done. I've had sprinting sessions for 6 minutes too, because when you're going all out, your body cannot sustain that movement for a long period of time. The other issue is that with anaerobic exercises, if you're a beginner, they can be super difficult to recover from. Instead of having a consistent routine, if you do one day of sprints, you may be out of the game for like a week or two because your body is still recovering. Let's bring it back to the main question: sprints or jogging? If you are a beginner, I would definitely recommend sticking to lower impact exercises like walking or jogging versus a sprint when you're first starting out. And here's why. An aerobic exercise like jogging or walking is easier for your body to recover from. It doesn't really take that long because it's not as big of an impact on your muscles, on your joints, on your central nervous system. And the beauty of that is you can do it more consistently. At the end of the day, the weight loss results you find will come from how consistent you are with your routine. So if you are able to sustain walking or jogging multiple times a week, and you feel good, you feel like you can keep doing it, that'll actually help you more in the long run than doing sprint sessions. I don't actually encourage people to start doing high impact, high intensity sprint sessions, meaning you're going all out 90 to 100% intensity, until they've been working out for at least a few months and they have that consistency and routine down. The other thing is working up to a sprint is super important. So if you haven't worked out a day in your life, or if it's been months since you've even walked into a gym, since you've pulled out your yoga mat, jumping into sprints could be incredibly difficult for you, and it might even discourage you from wanting to keep going. That's another reason why I don't recommend doing sprints until later. However, if you are watching this and you're not a beginner, you've been working out for a while and you're ready to take it to the next level, incorporating sprints into your routine is a great idea. I don't care who you are though, you should not be doing sprints or any super high intensity exercise every single day. And what I mean by that is, if you're actually doing them correctly, if you're actually going all out when you're doing your sprints, you won't actually be able to do it every day because you're still recovering from it. In an ideal world, you would do sprints maybe 1 or 2 times a week, preferably after you've done your main workout for that day, because they do drain you, and if you do it before your workout, chances are you won't have enough energy to do the rest of your workout. That's another reason why I hesitate to recommend sprints right off the bat, because they are difficult to also incorporate into your routine if you're not already used to doing something long term. If you are starting out and you do want to know how should I start doing either one of these, as a beginner, let's stick to the aerobic exercise, meaning the jogging and the walking and the biking, whatever can be sustained for 20 to 30 minutes at a time. You can also do anaerobic or sprint-like exercises on different vehicles. For example, you can do sprints on the bike. You can go all out for 20 seconds and rest for a minute, all out for 20 seconds, rest for a minute, etc. You can do it on an elliptical, on a row machine. The concept is basically, are you doing aerobic exercise, so the same intensity, maybe 60 to 70% of exertion, for 20 to 30 minutes versus going all out for 20 seconds, resting for a minute, going all out for 20 seconds, resting for a minute. That's the main difference. So I'm using the term sprinting or jogging, but this can be incorporated into any type of exercise you're doing. Going back to my question, sorry for the tangent, but if you are just starting out, choose a machine or mode of movement you like. If you like going outside and walking or jogging, or if you prefer a treadmill, an elliptical, a bike, I would start out with 3 sessions a week of 20 to 30 minutes of just trying to make sure you can sustain the exercise for that amount of time. You're going to build your lung capacity, you're going to work your heart, you're going to just improve your athleticism, and you're also going to learn how to consistently stick to a routine. The reason I suggest 3 days a week is because it kind of averages out to every other day, so 3 to 4 days a week. And that's usually very easy for people to stick to when they're first starting out because it's less of a change to your schedule, it's less of a burden. Trick to this entire game of trying to just be fitter is what will you do that you can do consistently. And I found that this works for a lot of people. It's more taxing if I say 5 days a week you have to do this. If I just say, hey, every other day just hop on the bike for 20 to 30 minutes, you end up actually getting so used to that the days you miss, you feel like, oh wait, I didn't get any movement in today, now this feels kind of weird, I probably should do it. And that change in mindset and that change in ability to be able to say that I'm comfortable doing this movement is key. That's another reason I don't recommend doing sprints right off the bat, because they are so much more challenging and taxing on your body that it's harder to sustain those for long periods of time, especially if you're first starting out. And it's also so much easier to feel discouraged. But if you are a beginner, I definitely recommend going on walks 2 to 3 days a week, or going on bike rides. An elliptical, if you have access to one, I love the elliptical, because then that way you're actually building up to it. Ask me later after 2 to 3 months, hey Alina, I've been able to do that for 2 to 3 months. Every other day I've been doing this routine. I think I'm ready to take it to the next level, and I can give you guidance on that. If you haven't already doing that, then you can start incorporating sprints. I do it 1 day a week starting out, and I would do a session of 6 to 8 sprints. What that looks like is, say you are on a bike. Then you would go all out on that bike. I'm talking like you are running for your life, biking for your life. There's someone chasing you for 20 seconds and you just go so hard for 20 seconds that at the end of those 20 seconds, you could not physically do more. And then you bike very lightly, you recover for a minute or so, and then you do it again. And you repeat that 6 to 8 times. I think that's like a really good number, because if you're doing them right, by the end of those 8, you should be exhausted, you're done for the day. My opinion is how a sprinting session would feel if you really are giving it everything you have. Doing that once a week will be effective, and you work on different types of systems in your body. Your aerobic capacity also really increases basically how efficient your body uses oxygen when you're doing an exercise like with a sprint. It's just a new challenge for your body, a new stimulus, and if you're doing the same routine for a long period of time, adding a new stimulus like that can actually help you consistently see results. That's my takeaway. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments, and if you could give this video a like or subscribe if you found value from it. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait for the next video. And also, you can connect with me on Instagram. I always respond to my DMs. So if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer about coaching or getting started with fitness, or just any random exercise question, I'd be happy to help. So it's at @CoachAlina_, so you can check me out there. And yeah, I can't wait for the next video.